What is going on, guys? Joey Franza here, FLEXX Training Systems, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about the meet day mindset, or just like, let's say you have a competition coming up and you're really nervous about it and you're just kind of freaking out. Um, some of the things that I think about, or some of the things that I feel can be very useful to lifters that are just having trouble with like keeping their mind under control, before meet day. As an example of this, I have some lifters that are competing soon, and like they will literally hit like 5 kg under what they want to hit on the platform, and it's like smooth, and they'll be freaking out like, "Oh, I'm scared," right? And I've experienced similar stuff. Granted, I mean the weight could like kill me, right? Let me explain a little bit. So, the meet where I squatted, it was not the meet where I squatted 750, but the meet where I squatted 744. That was like my first time like really like getting up into that level of strength. Um, I didn't really know the weights that were on the platform because I wasn't like I like just told Tina the plan, and I was just like, all right, she's just gonna put it in, and like I'm gonna, I'll be fine, right? She ends up like putting in a little bit, more than what I had told her because she just like believed that I could do it. So, when I found that out, I was like, all right, this is gonna be heavy. This is gonna be hard. This is gonna be like like this could kill me, right? But there's no turning back. The weight is on there, and I just said I'm gonna commit. And then I started to think about my preparation, and I said, I know I can do this because my preparation has like told me that I could do it. So there's no reason for me to freak out. And that is like my initial. Everybody, it doesn't matter who you are. Initially, if you're a human, you're gonna have doubts and thoughts that are gonna creep into your mind, right? And it did. And I just used logic to like kind of fight that. And I'm gonna kind of talk about it, how it can help you, right? So the first thing I have on my list is like focus. So your preparation, right? So if you are prepared and you pick the right numbers, if you have a good coach or if you have a good handler or whatever, and you've done your due diligence and you've done your preparation, it shouldn't be a problem, right? Because you're gonna have everything that you need in front of you. You're gonna do the right thing, right? You're gonna pick the right numbers because you're prepared, right? And you're honest with yourself. You're not just like, well, I want to hit this number, so I don't care about anything. I'm going to do that. No, you have smart numbers that are based off of what you've done in training, and assuming there's no crazy variables that are going to screw you up on meet day, like maybe a weight cut, or you've like never trained on kilos, and you usually train on like bumper plates and like whippy bars, and then you go to meet with kilos. Like those, something extreme, right? If you train on kilos or metal plates, you should be fine, right? OPB, whatever. You can pick smart numbers. So when you're going for a big third attempt, you can look back and say, I know that I can do this because I've literally done it in training, and there's no reason why I shouldn't be able to do it today. As a matter of fact, if you tape it correctly, it should be a lot easier. Another thing that you got to remember, and this helps me too, is like once you step on the platform, it's all technique at that point. Like your body is gonna just do what it does. Like if you prepared correctly, good technique. This was another question that somebody asked, but I'm gonna throw it in here. Practice how you play, right? It's gonna be second nature for you to hit depth. It's gonna be second nature for you to pause correctly. It's gonna be second nature for you to deadlift how you're supposed to deadlift, right? There's not gonna be an issue there. Um, you know what I mean? So as long as you practice how you play, lucky for you, the part of you that can think, there's like a muscle memory part of you, right? That's just gonna like once you get under that bar, your body's gonna take over. You don't even need to think about it. You're gonna go down, you're gonna hit depth, and you're gonna rack it. Now, when you think too much and you freak out, that's when things can start to fall apart. You're not listening to commands. You're just doing like things that you normally wouldn't do because you're letting your nerves get to you. But if you prepared correctly, it all comes down to your preparation, right? Your preparation is going to empower you and give you strength and confidence to be able to lift the weight. Then you can have faith in your technique that you're going to be able to get under the bar and handle business. Yeah, the next note is your technique should be automatic and guide you to the platform. Also, a good handler goes a long way. Handler can help you, obviously, like loading weights and stuff and timing you for things, so you can think less and just kind of get focus on getting in the zone and executing. Um, but a good handler can make sure that you have everything that you need. This is my next point. You need to have everything that you need after you make weight. That's a huge, in my opinion, like cutting from me and then having to put it back on is gonna be so like stressful. Like you're gonna be thinking about so much stuff to do all of that, and like the meets where you have someone else handling it or you're just not cutting. It's like astronomically easier to just focus on being the lifter because you have so much mental uh, space that's freed up, and then you can, like I said, just focus on executing, right? Um, and then just like little notes here, like you want to keep your energy up throughout. So just make sure. I mean, this is more of a meet day tip, but just make sure that like you're taking the proper things that you need to take after you make weight, so you can perform on the platform. Hopefully, better than you did in the gym. And then you want to keep your energy up throughout. So you don't just want to like do everything for squat and then by deadlift you gas out. You might be able to get away with that if the meet is ran correctly, like nice and fast. Like in my opinion, a meet shouldn't be more than 3 hours. If it's like 2 or 3 flights, it's no problem, right? Um, Sometimes a little bit longer, but it just depends on the venue and how things are set up. That goes into variables that you can't really control, and if you can't control it, try not to freak out about it, right? Um, in summary, and like the main thing that you should take away from this if you're nervous going into a meet is that just make sure that you are prepared correctly. Make sure you have somebody with you that knows what they're talking about, or you you just pick smart numbers and that your technique is dialed in. That's the two things, right? Like technique dialed in, and then making sure you're picking the right attempts. There is a little bit of thinking after your second attempt because like you're gonna have to choose your third. And your third might fluctuate, right? A little bit more. I mean, if you really screw up, your second might fluctuate. But yeah, that's pretty much that there. But just making sure that your technique is locked in and meet standard, making sure that you're prepared in terms of strength and that you pick good numbers, and then just making sure you have a handler or someone to make sure that all the little things in terms of like the weight cut or whatever are handled, so you could just be the lifter. I think if you handle those three things, you should have complete confidence in your ability to execute on the platform. You should. There shouldn't be like too much for you to worry about. I mean, some people are just naturally anxious. That's why having a good handler can also help with that. Just like knowing, like, damn, this guy's been around the block. He knows what's going on. Like, he believes in me. Like, I got nothing to worry about. Those are the types of things that you know that I think can all help you have a great meet day. So with that being said, thank you guys for listening to this video. I am going to try to make the videos as informative as possible leading up until Powerlifting American Nationals. We also have Worlds at the same time. So I don't know how I'm going to do that, but I'm going to do my best. Anyway, you guys stay safe out there, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.